What is up, guys? It's your boy Handy Killcam, along with my co-host,
OG Crunkster.
and today is episode 43 of the OG podcast. Um, Man, can you believe that we are on episode 43? It's pretty freaking
That's
crazy.
nuts, man.
I know, it's
Nuts.
so nuts, so nuts. Um, we might as well say we are on Stitcher, so if you're catching us on Stitcher Radio, you can find us on OG Podcast. And if you're catching us, please make sure to thumb up the video, share it with your friends, do whatever you do, you and your podcast world. We're new to the podcast world, but would you believe that within 3 days of the video being up, we already had 2,000 views?
That's awesome.
That's the most views we've ever had. With all our
Yeah,
videos
I
come,
didn't even know that was to be a thing.
yeah, yeah, and so that's pretty freaking crazy. Um, Thank you guys for all that's listened. Um, I guess I tagged it right. I guess I don't flip it know, but that's more than all our videos combined on YouTube.
Oh yeah.
That's pretty freaking crazy, man. So it's pretty it's a pretty good accomplishment. Pretty stoked, pretty excited. But other than that, how was your week, OG?
It was all right. I mean, we changed our gaming location last week. Instead of being at a public store to a friend of ours' house, which is closer to where I live, so much more convenient for me, definitely. And that, and of course, we could have any kind of drinks and whatnot that we wanted. So I mean, we had a little bit of fun, and
That
nothing too crazy.
that's
But other than that, I mean, it's kind of the usual. Just keeping up on my gaming. I made a couple of videos this week, so everything's been doing good so far.
that's cool. How was the so why did you change of venues in the first place, and what venue are you at now, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, basically, we weren't going to have as many people show up this time because a friend of ours got married, so there was a wedding. So like half of us were going to be there anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So because there's only going to be a few of us, we decided to do something different. And since the three of us live pretty close to each other, we'll just meet at someone's house.
Mm-hmm.
So we were going to do that as kind of a test to see how we felt about it, and all of us kind of agreed that it was a lot better gaming at his place. And it was like I said, it was at a friend of ours' house, so it wasn't actually at like another gaming store. We're literally just at in someone's house, more or less,
Oh, that's
and
cool.
it was more comfortable. We enjoyed it. And we've already told the others that we're just gonna move the whole thing to his place now, and hopefully everybody else is willing to jump on board, and we'll make it happen.
Yo, 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 Matt Hatter with the 10 viewer host. Let's go, man. Thank you so much, Matt Hatter. Appreciate it, bro. You're awesome. Man, I'm so sorry I haven't been able to catch your streams, dude. Pretty much when you stream, I'm in bed. So I try to catch you on the weekends. But, man, thank you so much for that 10 viewer host, bro. Very much appreciated. Well, that's cool, man. Seemed like you had a lot of fun. I don't
We
know.
did.
I like doing things at people's houses more than doing things at like like
Public places,
public
and only because you have more control.
right,
Like I said, if
yeah.
you want to have a bottle of alcohol, and some pizza and randomness, we don't have to get anyone's permission or worry about law. We could chill at his place and have whatever we want. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah. You can eat
it's
whatever you
nice.
want, I mean, you just got to have that, strict of course home etiquette, but you know,
Oh yeah, no, we do respect his house, just like everybody back in the day would respect mine.
well
And it was
some
actually kind of a point that I made to him because he was worried that people would, the others, when they come in, that they wouldn't be able to, behave properly. And I was like, all you gotta do is just lay down the law, let them know that this is my house, you're gonna respect it. They'll
right.
respect it.
Right. What up, Spotted Wolf? Thank you for coming in and viewing, man. Appreciate you. Yeah, definitely. We totally lay down the law. You either respect OG's house, or you got the duck out. Some
More or
people
less.
some people didn't respect it, but we
Most people did. For the most part, we didn't really have an issue. We had about one or two problems, and we dealt with it, and it was
yeah.
never a problem again. Simple as that.
What up, Kitty? Thank you for lurking. Yo, Kitty, can you believe it? I wanted to share something with you. We actually got our podcast on Spotify. I mean, not Spotify. Oh, not Spotify.
Nope.
On Stitcher. It's pretty cool. It's all good. I ain't worried about your caps. I think it's weird how people get mad about caps in the room. I'm just saying. Hey, buddy. Cannot hear you. I am in courthouse right now, waiting for the woman who killed stepson driving drunk, but wanted to say hi. Alright, man. I will definitely keep you in prayer, man. I'm so sorry to hear about that. And yo, what up, Spider Wolf? Thank you for that host. And we will definitely be talking later, Spider Wolf. That's crazy. But without further ado, yeah, that's cool. We did have fun. We did have fun times at your house. In fact, those are the times that everybody wants to bring back. Is the times.
Oh yeah.
Everybody.
I get people calling and texting all the time. Man, I miss those days when we used to chill, man. We need to do it again. And I'm like, well, it ain't like the old days now.
Yeah, we actually have women and wives, and we tend to like to want to do stuff in privacy with those women and wives. Just saying. So we always don't want our friends there. Just saying.
Right.
As much as we love you guys, yeah, we don't always want you in our business. We're not bored anymore. We wanted you around when we were bored. What's up, Creek? Thank you for that host. Oh my Jesus, we are getting litty, man. Appreciate it so much. Sorry, my foot's being funky right now. But definitely appreciate it. My week was interesting. We went and me and my wife, we went. One of the guys, he's a San Antonio. Well, I wouldn't say. Well, he's a musician. Yeah, he's a musician. His name is Michael Alexander, and he's a guitar artist, guitar singer, songwriter, whatever you want to call it. And he actually has a few songs on iTunes, and he actually has songs in movies. He's actually got a song in a movie that's coming up soon, and then he's also got a song that was performed on the hit TV series Blue Bloods. And well, yeah, well, he was in one of the bars that me and my wife attend sometimes. And whenever actually we only attend this bar when he's there, but he was there, and me and my wife we went to go hang out with him and chill with him. And ironically, guess where he grew up in? And
Where's that?
He knew me. He knew me before I knew him. He grew up in Shirts, which is
the old stomping ground.
Old stomping ground. But he actually graduated from Clemens in 1997. But he knew who I was. He's like, yeah. He's like, I used to see you all the time, walking up and down Shirts Parkway. And I'm like, yeah, that was me. Not walking, but rolling. Yeah, that's me. And yeah, so he's cool. He was actually we were late, of course, and he was kind of sad. We thought we weren't showing up, but we showed up and had a good old time. And then Sunday just chilled, and then pretty much what I worked on was getting the podcast on Spotify. Or not Spotify. Oh my Jesus. Stitcher. We're not on Spotify. We are on Stitcher. Oh my Jesus. It must mean it's gonna be on Spotify soon. Must be speaking into existence. Worked on that, and then just did a lot of gaming. And did a lot of research. The only thing that I'm having a problem with Stitcher is I cannot get the graphic to show up for the life of me. I've done every tutorial. I've done everything that I could possibly to figure it out, and I have yet to figure it out. So I don't know. Then I had to attend a meeting with Olympus. Well, I didn't attend it. Let me correct myself. I didn't attend the meeting. I listened to the meeting afterwards. I got offered to do another podcast, but respectively, I've turned it down. Because it was another gaming podcast, and it was conflict of interest, and so I decided not to do it. and respectively enough,
That was just for a thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
respectively enough, they respected my decision. So that's cool. I actually didn't think it was gonna go as easy as I thought it was, but they, of course, like I said, when you handle things in a business mind, you get things done. So I was handled it in a business mind. So that talk that me and you had the other day really helped.
That's
So I
good.
appreciate that, sir. Appreciate that.
Yep, yep.
Um,
That's what we do.
yeah, it's what we do. Me, when it comes to business decisions, I got a close circle that I talk to, and then I got a lawyer too. So you people coming with the contracts, I got lawyers. But and then also another big accomplishment that I want to announce is I'm also sponsored by Rogue Energy. Rogue Energy is kind of like, I mean, kind of like G Fuel, but in some cases it's better. Not only um, is it an energy drink supplement, but they also help out able gamers automatically. Portions of their income go to able gamers. So I saw a sponsor link and I was like, hey, I'm gonna go and fill it out and see what happens. Well, sure enough, they approved me. And here's something else that I loved about them that I haven't seen with nobody else. So I had a problem with my discount code. It wasn't activated. So I was like, cause I had somebody trying to buy stuff yesterday. So I'm like, oh my Jesus, it's gonna take me forever to, get this activated, and I'm gonna lose a sale and whatnot. So I emailed them while I was on stream. Within 10 minutes of me emailing them, they emailed me back and said, "Mr. Williams, your code is fixed." Within 10 minutes of my email.
That's awesome.
Within 10 minutes. And
They actually care.
they actually care. And I'm going to go ahead and disclose the guy's name. The guy's name's Zach. Zach over at Rogue Energy, man, you are awesome. Because I even messaged him back and I said, you know what? I've had some, complications with other companies before, and I just really appreciate your fast response and taking care of business. And you know what? He messaged me back again and said, you know what? We appreciate you. Thank you.
Nice.
Within like 5 minutes. It was like literally like I was texting the guy. And I was like,
Nice.
you know what? That's the kind of business etiquette I like. I wish a lot of businesses and a lot of organizations had that kind of urgency, response, and respect. I mean, here I've only been a freaking sponsor for 24 hours. Well, yesterday I was 24 hours, and they already treated me like I've been with the company for like 10 years. So I very much appreciate that. So if you want to try out Rogue Energy, make sure you just go to, you can just Google Rogue Energy and make sure you put in the code HANDY, HANDI, and you get 10% off of your purchase. And I actually have already got a couple of purchases already. So thanks to all those people that purchased yesterday. It's pretty freaking awesome. So yeah, other than that, man, that's just been my week. And then all the other stuff I'm gonna save for the knowledge, for the drop of the knowledge segment.
Nice.
But other than that, what you got for us, OG?
Well, we're gonna go ahead and take you back in time.
Uh-oh.
That's right. Gonna go back in time.
Back in time.
Anyway, thanks. Shout out to Back to the Future, a very good movie series. But anyway, yes.
The only series that I like the second one better than the first one. But go ahead.
Yeah, very few sequels were good back then. Also, shout out to Terminator 2, one of my favorite sequels. But anyway, we're gonna go back to the late '80s. I don't know if you ever heard of this game called Super Mario Brothers 2.
Yes. That was actually one of the first Marios I owned.
Oh, okay. Well, so growing up, and I played the game, and I played all the other games, and I always thought to myself, I don't understand Mario Brothers 2. Like, what was the whole concept behind it? Like, I didn't understand why they had this, boss named Ward, and how it was basically different from all the other Mario games. Like, what's up with that? Like, what happened with that? So I was just kind of, and I wasn't even really looking for this. This kind of just came on accident, which is just better. But I actually found a guy who basically does a lot of history on video games, and one of his topics was basically the making of Super Mario Brothers 2. What exactly happened with that, and why was it created the way that it was?
Wow.
Well, turns out that what we played was actually not the original Super Mario Brothers 2.
Really?
Yes. So basically, what happens is back in the day, of course, you have Nintendo split into kind of two pieces. You have Nintendo of Japan and you have Nintendo of America. All right.
Right.
So after the successful launch of the original Super Mario Brothers, there was a guy from Nintendo of America that would basically demo all the games from Nintendo of Japan, and they would basically decide between him and his boss if it was worth, putting in the States.
Right.
So basically, Nintendo Japan sent them the original copy of Super Mario Brothers 2. And in playing it, he found out that it was super duper difficult, like unreasonably difficult. It was just insane. It was just to the point where, how like they have those crazy videos about, basically a-hole Mario or just stupid things happen and doesn't make sense kind of a thing and you're always dying. Kind of like what
Right.
people do with Mario Maker these
Yeah, I was
days.
about to say Mario Maker. Yeah.
It felt like that on a very extreme level. And he talked to his boss from Nintendo of America and he was like, "Didn't been playing this game. I don't like it. I don't think everybody else is going to like it." And at the time, the video game was kind of struggling because of some stuff, I guess, that was going on back then. And
Yeah.
they didn't want to throw in like a really, really super difficult title to turn people off of the Nintendo franchise, especially with Mario being their mascot. So they respectively told Nintendo of Japan, like, we can't do this. Unfortunately, this is not going to be the kind of game that Americans will be willing to play.
Wow.
Yeah. So now just going to circle around a little bit, by the way. So it still gets released in Japan. It's a big hit over there, successful, all that goodness. And what ends up happening is there's this other game. I don't remember the name of the game because it was just something weird, but um, it was very successful as well, but it kind of plays similar to what we see in Super Mario Brothers 2. It just had different characters and kind of a different story and kind of more of like an Aladdin kind of a theme. But they had a partnership with Nintendo because they wanted to actually feature some like Mario aspects in that game. They had some kind of and this was only in Japan, by the way. It was some kind of just a little collaboration that they were doing that they thought was interesting. And of course, Nintendo of America got to play it as well. And they basically said, well, look, since a lot of the stuff seems Mario like, and we never really got us a sequel. Why don't you just turn the main four characters of this game into the Mario Brothers, Peach and Toad? Change some of the bosses and stuff to more Mario-like things, and then make a Super Mario Brothers 2. And they agreed. They actually
Wow.
reskin the game because remember the original game was never released in the States anyway, so
Yeah.
we wouldn't
Yeah.
have known any better.
We wouldn't have
Threw
known
the Mario characters in there, and boom, thus Super Mario Brothers 2 was born. And the reason why they had a different boss other than Bowser is because they were still somewhat trying to pay homage to the original game without being super obvious about it, which is where they threw in like that random, boss
Yeah.
award or whatever at the
Well,
end of it.
I felt like the whole game was random. Like the the doors like out of nowhere, and the freaking
Hmm.
lifting up a freaking, what was it? I think it was like a
They're like
tomato.
turnips and stuff.
Turnips
Yeah.
or freaking beets or something. I was like I was such disappointed as a kid, like because my mom she bought me a Nintendo, right? And
Hmm.
I was real young, and I was like, I want Super Mario, and she was like, okay, I'll get you Super Mario. And so I come home from school, she got me it for being real good at school, and I go to play Mario, and I'm like, Mom, this isn't Mario. Like, I was crying. Like, I was like, this isn't Mario. I was like, Mario does not lift up plants, and this is not Mario. I was like, this is a fake Mario. now what I would have called it back, if I would have known had that vocabulary, I would have been like, this is a generic version of Mario. This isn't Mario, because that's what it felt like to me. It still feels that way to me. But that makes perfect sense though Now my question is to you. Since technology is the way that it is, can we now play the original Super Mario Brothers 2?
Actually, we have been. What a lot of people don't know is that when Super Mario All-Stars came out, they had an extra game in there. Mario 1, Mario 2, Mario 3, and The Lost Levels. The Lost Levels is the original Super Mario Brothers 2.
Oh, really?
Yes. And if you've ever played the Lost Levels, you probably noticed how difficult it was because it incorporated like wind in random places. So you jump and all of a sudden you move too far or too slow and you fall in a hole a lot. And there were like random blocks and stuff everywhere. Yeah, that was the Lost Levels. And that's actually why they titled it that. Now, of course, in Japan it was called Super Mario Bros. 2, but in America it was called the Lost Levels because of the fact that, this was the original game that never hit the States. So in America, we translated it to the Lost Levels. So that was the original Super Mario Brothers 2.
Oh, I never knew that.
Yeah.
Thank you for that knowledge. That's crazy.
Oh, absolutely. When I saw that, I was mind blown. I was like, well, this all makes sense.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest with you, like Super Mario Brothers 2, I actually liked the game. It was definitely my least favorite of the Nintendo ones because obviously 3 was my favorite, followed by 1.
Yeah.
But I still enjoyed 2, but it did feel different, and it definitely wasn't, my favorite, absolutely not at all. But it was good enough, and that's kind of what I was expecting. But then after, of course, number 2 came out, they went back to their regular style of Mario Brothers and just evolved it and made it 10 times better ever since.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, okay, so since we're on the Mario tip, I wasn't going to bring this up, but we're going to go on a little Mario side quest. So the new Mario Odyssey, okay, for one, Mario's got nipples now. Why they made that?
Yeah, I've heard about that.
I don't know. I don't like. Why does Mario have to have nipples? Like, why? Like, why? I mean, little pepperonis. I mean, I don't know. And 2, he's not a plumber anymore. So, what is Mario?
Nope.
And it's like
he's apparently graduated from being a plumber.
So, there's no pipes, no nothing. I don't know. I'm a little up in the air with Odyssey. I don't know if I'm gonna really like the title. But again, I won't be able to play it because I don't have a Switch. But I don't know. I'll be watching it in the streams. Because I know people are going to be streaming the crap out that game.
Oh, absolutely. And I'm interested to just see how it plays. I'm pretty sure people are going to be speedrunning and things like that, so you'll see it in a lot of marathons eventually.
Yeah, definitely.
It's a Mario game. There's lots of platforming stuff, and they'll add a little bit of swag to it. So, I mean, it'll probably be fun to watch. As far as fun to play, I mean, it just depends on the person, really.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think it's going to fail or anything like that. I don't think. I mean, yes, they're changing his look or how he's perceived these days, but I mean, Mario has always been a staple for a long time, and I've never seen a Mario game really fail,
except for Mario Sunshine.
Oh, did it fail?
I don't know. I think it failed.
I don't know. I mean, I saw a lot of people playing it, but maybe it didn't do as well in sales as some of the others.
It did worse than Mario Galaxy, and that game was actually good. Mario it was so good they made it a second one. That's what I want to know. Why is there not a Super Mario World 2? Why not?
There is a Super Mario World 2.
There is.
It's called Yoshi's Island.
Yeah, but
for Super DS.
But I mean, a more relevant, let's do Super Mario World, another Super Mario World. Why not do that? I would be down for that.
I think it would be more of a going backwards thing that they're trying not to do, that you keep complaining about companies for doing.
I know, but it's working. They're making money, and this is what I'm gonna end up talking about because a lot of people are going backwards.
Oh, yes,
Um,
they are. It
uh,
seems to be the way to get us old schools to keep buying.
you, you know, and I'm not gonna go into this segment yet, but remember we were gonna ask what was gonna be the next one to do a mini system. We're
Hmm.
not gonna bring up what we're gonna talk about there, but I did find out what's gonna be the next mini system. It's gonna be the new
Okay.
mini Commodore 64. The Commodore 64 was a computer type thing where you had to type in the code and press load and all that with the floppy disk. Well, they decided to make a mini version where you plug in your TV with a little keyboard and joystick and you have your old computer games. And you can basically use it as a mini computer also. I found that to be interesting. Out of all the new, like out of all the systems they could have came out with, um, the Commodore 64. I
Yeah,
bet
I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, honestly, I never really played it to begin with,
I
and I'm
played
not
it
sure
in
how many other
school.
people will.
I played it in school, because
Hmm.
a lot of the schools had it back then. But, um, I never owned it. I never owned it. I never, like really played a lot of the games. But yeah, so I don't know. I was hoping for like the Sega or what we're gonna be talking about a little bit later, the 64,
Hmm.
or possibly the GameCube. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
you know, nope. But the next thing I want to talk about is I know I'm about to bring up this next topic, but I got to bring it up. It's we're 1 month away from the Xbox One X being. Yo, Dr. Killer with the sub. Let's go, man. Dr. Killer, thank you so much, man, for that new sub, man. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much, bro, with that Twitch Prime sub. Man, thank you so much, bro. Another sub during the podcast.
That's weird. We're not used to
We're not
that.
used to getting subs during the podcast. Thank you so much. Again, you'll hear all this stuff on Stitcher Radio also. I don't do no editing for Stitcher Radio. Whatever you hear on the live stream, you're going to hear in Stitcher Radio. So if you hear your name on stream, you're going to hear your name. Everybody's going to know who Dr. Killer is and so forth and so forth and so forth. So shout outs to Dr. Killer, man. Thank you so much, bro.
We appreciate it.
Very much appreciated. Got much love for you, man. So, like I said, we're 1 month away from the Xbox One X being dropped. And so I have to talk about it, and I have to reiterate something that the owner of PlayStation, that the owner of Xbox has said once again. Because a lot of people are thinking that the Xbox One X is a half step to next gen gaming. They also people think that this is a next gen console. Again, he is specified again in an article stating this is not the case. He said it like this, quote unquote, and I am quoting him directly. He said it like this. He said, "Car guys like some car guys like 8-cylinder cars. Some guys like 4-cylinder cars. But there's no difference. They're all cars. Whether you have a 4-cylinder, whether you have an 8-cylinder car, it's all preference. It's what you like. There's no necessarily need to have an 8-cylinder car. There's no necessarily need to have a 4-cylinder car. Just like some people like big phones, some people like small phones, some people like touchscreen phones. Some people still use flip screen
Flip
phones.
phones.
Yeah, actually flip phones are still being made, which I found that to be weird. But anyway, so basically what he's saying is you don't need an Xbox One X. It's a preference thing, and he specified this. He says we're so stuck, like the gaming industry is so stuck to this one track mind of, well, if a new system comes out, you have to have this system to order to be able to play certain games or to do certain things. And he says this is why I'm doing this, because I don't want this to be a case. If you want an Xbox One X because you like the luxury and whatever the case may be, then go ahead. But you're just as fine, you're just as good with your Xbox One. So, I'm reiterating this to you people again that think that you have to have an Xbox One X. You don't. But I'm not telling you not to spend your money again. But I'm just saying, don't go out scrounging $400, $500 because you have to have the Xbox One X to play PUBG. Because you're not going to have to. They've already said that. So, you know, I may have helped Xbox not get no more sales, because I know a lot of people have been pre-ordering because they feel like, oh, this is going to be next gen. Oh, this is the new standard. Oh, this is a halfway to next gen. It's not. It's just an Xbox with a few more bells and whistles, and if you're a luxury person and you want it, go ahead. Buy it. But if you're like me and I enjoy my Xbox One the way that it is, I'm not going to buy it. You know, there's no need for it. So that's one story that I wanted to bring up, and I had to bring it up because, you know, November 3rd. I think you got to think a little bit logical about the situation. People that think that this is a next gen console. If it was a next gen console, it wouldn't have been coming out so quick. You know, it's kind of
It usually takes a little bit of time to make a legit console.
yeah. I mean, think about it, right? It's just like when the Xbox 360 had the Xbox 360 Slim, the Xbox 360 Elite. It's just that. It's just got it's just a more expensive version of it because it's got more expensive parts. You know, even the even the One S has got their own version now. They even got the Xbox One S Slim. It's the same thing. It's just normally when they come out with these versions, it's a little bit cheaper because they're downsizing. But they decided to upsize. It's the only difference.
Yep.
So I just wanted to bring that up. And then without further ado, we'll let OG go to his next story. I just had to get that off my chest.
No, it's okay. I wanted to bring up a little bit of mobile gaming news real quick, just because I haven't really been bringing much these days, because there's not a whole lot really happening. I mean, yeah, mobile gaming companies are making tons of money, but wanted to bring up this thing that I kind of found out that was interesting to me. Blizzard, who's like a hardcore, gaming company, responsible for things like World of Warcraft, um, basically, what was it, Hearthstone, all kinds of good titles, Diablo. They're actually making an actual mobile RTS. And when I say a mobile one, I'm not talking about the war game from Final Fantasy: The New Empire, because that's actually not an RTS. That's just a slow-paced war game.
Right.
They're actually talking about doing a legit, actual like war game or a strategy game where you actually have to build really quick and take down other armies. Now, there is not much being said about it at all at the moment. They're still in talks about it. They're still trying to find a mobile developer that's a good, legit one to help push this. Because, Blizzard, they like to do their stuff right.
Okay. Go ahead, sorry.
Blizzard's trying to do everything right. The only thing that we do know is that, one, it's going to be a long time before it comes out because they're going to take their time with it. And two, it is going to be based off of, the characters from World of Warcraft, things like that. So they're going to stick to their Warcraft theme, which is what they're good at, but they're going to be making a mobile version RTS. So be on the lookout for that in the next few years. We don't know how long it's going to take, and they're still kind of hush-hush about what's going to happen about it because they want to do it right. So looking forward to that when it hits.
Are you planning on diving into it?
I might, just because I haven't actually done a legit just RTS on mobile, so I'll wait for that one to drop and then play it and see what happens.
That'd be interesting, especially if I'm looking for something to crave the Command and Conquer. I miss Command and Conquer.
Yeah, and that's what it's trying to do. It's going to try to rival what Command and Conquer once did. I mean, and they've made war games before, but this is just going on a mobile level.
Right.
So they're trying to see if they can make that happen, make that a big thing. And and there's nothing wrong with doing that. I mean, Blizzard's a really good company. They know what they're doing. And they've already done mobile titles before in general, so this isn't something they're new at, So, and right now, mobile is a big way to make money. They're making just as much money as consoles these days and
If
PC.
not
I
more,
mean,
if
they're
not
a
more,
legit force,
if not
if
more,
not more.
if not
Yeah,
more. I mean,
absolutely.
I mean, it's even to the point to where like even NBA 2K has an app for their game that's out right now, 2K18, that
Oh
like
yeah.
it basically what happens is you can connect the game to the mobile app, and
Hmm.
basically it will scan your face, and you can scan your face with your phone, and you can put your face into your custom character on
Ah.
Oh, it's all right, Crew Dizzle. Yo, Crew Dizzy with that host. What's up, man? Yo, Crew Dog, you already missed it, man. We got a new, technically a resub, but I don't think Dr. Killer knew that when you are subbed with Amazon Prime, you have to come and do it manually each month. Just to let you guys know. Ironically, Amazon Prime doesn't do it automatically. Only when you use your bank account or your credit card does your money come out ironically automatically. Isn't that funny? I
Hmm.
just thought that kind of be funny.
Yep.
Um, um, but so yeah, I don't. That's gonna be interesting. I don't know if I would dive into it just because I'm not really into the mobile gaming, but I'm interested to see what
Yeah.
you interested to see what
I'm
you have to say.
definitely really looking forward to checking it out. Again, we're not expecting it anytime soon. We're talking years from now. It's just that people are already talking about it. It seems. I read articles just to try to back it up. But again, there's not a whole lot of talk about what they're doing with it and what specifics, which is great.
That
I
yo
don't
for the
think they need to
bid
really go all
ass.
into it.
100, let's go. 30, 40, Boogie's trying to get in second place. 60
Oh,
biddies. Right now. So look at all the biddies. Thank you for the biddies. Thank y'all for the biddies. Right now, DB took the lead yesterday, so now DB has the all-time leaderboard in biddies, and Crew Dogs in second, and Melcoon's in third, and Boobies I believe is in fourth or fifth. I think Boobies is trying to get up to that third place spot. Trying to move up. I see you, Boobies. Thank you so much, Boobies. Um, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see. It'll definitely be interesting to see. Um,
yeah,
who knows? They may, cause BlizzCon's coming soon.
yeah,
Actually,
it is. And hey, who knows? Maybe they might talk about it during BlizzCon, like
they may
patch.
drop it. They may,
Hmm.
They may say, it's free now for everybody. What?
Mm.
I don't
I know
know.
it might not be out by then, though. I'll be
You
honest.
never
And there,
know. You
you
never
never
know.
know, but supposedly it's going to take a little more time than that. Supposedly,
Yep. Supposedly, we'll see. So my next thing I want to talk about, and it's kind of funny because I had to re-edit what I was going to talk about. So what I originally was going to talk about is PlayStation and Bluehole were in the works of bringing PUBG. They were in talks and negotiations to bringing PUBG to PlayStation. But then, as of today, well, as I've heard of today, um, but it was released yesterday. They retract negotiations because, and I think this was a tactic to get Xbox to pay more money to keep PUBG on the Xbox platform a little bit longer, because now they have retracted negotiations with PlayStation right now, and they have said, and Xbox has decided to pay a little bit more money to keep PUBG a little bit more exclusive longer on the Xbox. How much longer? I don't know. Or they haven't paid fully to keep it fully exclusive on Xbox. But as of right now, it's going to be on Xbox exclusively a lot more longer. Um, you know, I'm a little concerned. The only reason why is because at the end of the day, Fortnite still runs on the Unreal Engine, and so does and so does PUBG, right? And let's be real, PUBG has a lot more going on than Fortnite. Okay, and I'm just keeping it 100. I'm not trying to start a war. I'm just keeping it 100. Uh, PUBG or no PUBG, Fortnite plays a lot better on PlayStation than it does the Xbox. I'm not saying it runs perfect on the PlayStation because no game runs perfect, but it has a lot less hiccups on the PlayStation than it does the Xbox. Now this concerns me because if Fortnite is having a lot of trouble on Xbox, I'm concerned of what it's going to be like on the Xbox for
Right.
PUBG. Hopefully, hopefully it will be different because let's be fair. You guys got to remember PUBG is making all this money on beta. They're not even fully released yet. It's only been
Mm.
on beta. It's only been on beta, so the game's not even fully optimized out yet. So I mean, it could be totally different. By the time it hits console, it could be fully optimized, ready to go, pop, drop, open up shop. You know what I'm saying? But
I think it's funny and interesting how it's in beta, but it's still competing.
I know, and it's the most consumed game right now. Like right now, it's like the top game, and it's making the most money.
Hmm.
And it's really crazy, and Fortnite's right behind them now. I wouldn't say right behind them, but Fortnite's in the top 10, and Fortnite's still in the beta stage itself. Fortnite hasn't been fully released either. So it's crazy. It's it's
Yeah, it
crazy
is.
how all these games are making money off beta stages, man. But and it's
That
like,
might be the new trend.
but it's like paying for half of a car. It's like saying, here, OG, we'll give you half the car now, where you'll just be able to run it and drive it around. If you give us 30,000 now, and we'll promise you in a year or so, we'll give you the other half later.
Or it could be just a scenario where, like, this is the prototype vehicle that hasn't been released to the public. We want you to check it out. Still got to pay a little bit for it, but this is our prototype. Have fun.
Yeah,
See if we
that's
got other
true.
people to like it too.
That's
You
true.
know.
That's true. That's true. I could see that. I could see that. And so yeah, as of right now, PUBG is not coming to PlayStation for quite a while. So I'm saying, as my PlayStation pops up, as I say PlayStation, um, I say my prediction. Again, this is my prediction. I say it would probably come out for PlayStation probably a summer of 2018. I give it that.
That's very possible.
Summer of 2018. But I know for almost certain it's coming out for Xbox Christmas of 2017. Yeah, 2017 at Christmas. They're about 80%, 90% sure that it's going to come out on Christmas. So that's probably what I'm going to be playing during Christmas time. It's going to be
Mm.
very hard for me to play Call of Duty on Xbox. I'm probably playing PUBG. It's going to be very hard. I've been waiting for PUBG for a long time. So we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, you have.
I really have. I really have. And that's why I like Fortnite so much, because it's giving me that PUBG fix. Yes, it's cartoony, don't care. Yes, it's a little outrageous, don't care. I love this genre. I love this battle royale genre. I love it so much. I really think that this genre could kill Call of Duty. Um, you know, which I'm fine with.
Yeah.
Not that I think Call of Duty is a bad genre or that Call of Duty needs to die. I'm just ready to move forward. I'm ready to move forward. I'm ready to see what's ahead. We've been stuck on Call of Duty for 12 years, 10 years. I'm ready to,
That long, huh?
I didn't say I do to Call of Duty. I said I do to my wife. So I'm not committed to Call of Duty like that. I'm ready to move forward and see what's on. Yeah, you didn't know that. Call of Duty's been around for 12 years. That
That's
franchise,
nuts.
technically there's been 23 Call of Duties. 20 or 15 Call of Duties. This would be like Call of Duty 15, 16, 17. So, yeah. Because, like, each game has a 2-year
They've been
period.
rehashing that game a lot, apparently.
Yeah, that's what, and, there's only so much Call of Duty you can do. And I'm not saying I don't like Call of Duty, because Call of Duty is blessed me and given me, good friends, good people. It's helped my Twitch channel grow a lot tremendously. But I'm ready to move forward and see what happens. I know there's gonna be another Call of Duty after this Call of Duty. But again, like I said, after Treyarch. Let's do something new. Let's do something new. Let's do something different. Let's do something out of the box. Let's try a new IP. We've been doing Call of Duty 12 years, and it's the same stuff. At the end of the day,
It is
just a different skin, and I think that's why I like this, is because Fortnite and games like this is because it's actually new, and it's new excitement, and it's new adrenaline, and it's strategic. And I just enjoy it. But go ahead, Mr. OG. What else you got for us? And if not, I got a couple of other stories, man.
Well, one thing I kind of want to bring up, and I wasn't really planning on talking about this, but I just found out on accident. You might have heard too. But apparently the CEO of Sony is stepping down.
That's gonna be my next story. I love it. Go ahead.
Yeah. So this guy has been around since the beginning, like legit, like straight up Sony, PlayStation, PS2, all that stuff. He finally decided to step down, not to the point to where he's going to be completely leaving, like just done, but he's stepping on to be just kind of a chairman where he can kind of just chill, oversee everything, let somebody else take the heat for everything. And
Yeah.
I like what he's doing because it's kind of a thing where when you've been so successful for so long, the best way to go out is on a high note. And Sony is just doing great these days. I mean, they've always been doing good in general, but right now they're just at that point to where they're still moving on up, and they not only have been able to compete against Nintendo, but even when Microsoft started like trying to compete, I still believe that Sony is still beating them as well overall. And for someone to have taken the reins from the beginning to now and still be very successful, I mean, this is definitely the way to go out. So shout outs to him for giving us so many years of awesome games and consoles. Huge shout out. So I guess you heard about that too.
Oh then. Yeah, and I got lots to add to it too.
Go ahead.
Not only was he there, I mean, for the get go, but the guy that he gave it to was there before him. Was there longer than he was. So that's even a plus. Now, I mean, it could be a little risky.
It's always risky.
You know what I mean? Of course, me, I tend to look at the whole cookie, I find it a little risky considering that it happened right when Yo, Diesel girl with that hose. Thank you so much. I found it a little crazy that it happened like right when the 5.0 update came out, and a lot of people with the 5.0 update for the PlayStation 4 was a little hesitant. A lot of people from different regions of the world, because I don't know much about it, but apparently when that update came out, or when that update was coming out, a lot of them weren't going to be able to play video games anymore. Now, I haven't been able to talk to that person, because honestly, me and that person, we don't really talk that much anymore. So I don't know if he's able to play or not. What's up, DB? If he's able to play or not. But I know that was his concern with the 5.0 update with the PlayStation. The other concern is, again, this happened right when they said they weren't going to bring PUBG to PlayStation a little bit longer. As my PlayStation pops up again. For those that don't know, if you plug in your mic into your PlayStation is automatically voice activated. and
Oh yeah.
so a lot of people didn't know that, but it is. And I actually have my PlayStation on right now because I was actually watching videos before we started the podcast.
Nice.
To test out the 5.0 update. I actually like the update, but anyway, before I get on that update, so I don't know, maybe I always just wanted to know like what triggered it, like why now? That's where I'm at. Why now? Because I mean, he's been on top since what? Like we've been talking about, PlayStation's been on top for a minute. So why?
Yeah, since about the 90s. Yeah, late 90s.
So why now? And it's funny too because the Xbox One X is about to drop next month. So it's like, why now?
Well,
I don't
to
know.
be honest, I don't really think that there's like a perfect time as far as should he have done it sooner, should he have waited. I mean, think of it this way. Let's say he started like, in the late 90s. Right now would be about 20 years in a company. Anytime that you've held a position for 20 years, I think it's about time to lay down your hat. So, you know what? I put a lot of, effort into this. Let somebody else take
You better
over.
talk to Vince McMahon about that. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm
He
just
needs to
saying.
chill, like retire at his yacht or
I'm
something.
just
Like,
saying. You need to hand over the reins or something.
yeah,
Side quest.
but,
Side
yeah.
quest.
Let one of the little mini McMahons take over.
Side quest. Here's a little side quest. They're saying that WWE's gonna might have to close soon. I don't know. I mean,
That's a pretty huge franchise. I don't know.
I don't know, but I mean, I could see it. I mean, I'm not interested in it anymore. You're not interested in it anymore.
Not really. I kind of grew out of it, but they have a new crowd. Like basically the way that they do what they do caters to the newer crowd these days. They're basically moving on to the new generation.
Yeah.
And so those of us who are used to the old school are no longer interested, so we're fading out and the newbies are coming in. Simple as that.
Yep. Speaking of old school, this is gonna blow your mind. Do you remember the old Battlefront 2 game, the old school one?
It's been a while, but yeah.
Okay. Well, the people over at Star Wars have decided to turn the servers back on. So now you can play Battlefront 2, the old Battlefront 2 that was back in the day on your PC. And
Huh.
I believe the other old console that it's on. I think the Xbox, I'm not sure. Henny Kill Cam. I'm only trying to help you. Yeah, I know. Okay. Alright, bro. Alright. The reason why OG's super loud is because of the Discord. Hold on. But I'll fix it right now. And also that's too because of yesterday. So hold on one second, OG.
You just make some adjustments recently.
I had to make some adjustments yesterday because yesterday someone was saying that they were too loud and stuff like that. But they have to understand that too, that I'm working with 7 different volume switches. So it's not as easy as one would say. So it's not like if I mess with one, I gotta mess with all 7. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
that's work.
yeah, like it's not always gonna be perfected. So, but I understand and appreciate it. I know what it sounds like. I mean, I listened to the podcast yesterday, so and I listen to the podcast all the time. So I'm fine with it, and as long as I'm fine with it, I'm cool with it. But I will make the adjustment just for you, sir. Let's see. And there we go. So anyway, back to what I was saying. They
Good
are
old Battlefront.
yeah, good old Battlefront. So they decided to turn it back on for people. I forgot what console they did because I don't remember because there wasn't consoles with with the online capabilities. I think it was the Dreamcast. I don't remember. I don't, or maybe it was the Xbox. It's probably the Xbox. But yeah,
Yes, I didn't get super hype into it back in the day, but I heard a lot about it back then. It's a deal,
yeah,
uh, and I'm sure people are gonna like the fact that it's turned back on. I mean, I think that's gonna be
yeah.
hype for a lot of people.
It could have been PS. It could have been PS2 Diesel. It could have been PS2. It really could have been PS2. But so you can, and not only did they turn it back on, but they made it cross-play between console and PC. Um,
Which is great. That's the way it should be.
mm-hmm. And guess how many people you can play online?
How many?
64
Nice.
in one match.
I like it.
Yeah. So if you own the game, you can go play Battlefront 2, the old version, right now. They turned it on right now. Why they did it? Who the flip knows? I mean, but why not? You know,
Yeah.
why
If
not?
people are gonna play it, why not?
There, I can't help but get myself sucked into Star Wars. Like I want to get Battlefront 2, the new game that's coming out by EA, just because it's Star Wars. And even though I have Battlefront 1 and I didn't play it a lot, and it was just because it just didn't have a lot of content.
Mm.
I didn't play it a lot because it didn't have a lot of content. I was still sucked into the Star Wars universe. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot, actually.
Well, since you just mentioned that there is a new one coming out, that might be why they reopened the old service, just to kind of get people hype and warmed up to it.
Yeah, maybe. But it's
A
like,
way of advertising without having to really advertise.
yeah, maybe. But I mean, at the same time, though, this game has nothing to do with the old game. I mean, actually, a lot of people say,
Right.
with Battlefront 1, the new Battlefront 1, a lot of people say Battlefront 2, the old one, was better than the new version of Battlefront 1. And that's why a lot of people were complaining about it, because even the Battlefront 2 series, the old Battlefront series, had a story mode, and the original Battlefront, or this Battlefront, the Battlefront 1 for the new generation, didn't have a story mode. But apparently this one's going to have a new story mode. So we'll see. But again, I don't care about story mode. I'm over story modes in games unless the game unless that's all the game is about is a story mode. I could care less. I'm more about, you can give me a continuous online game and I'd be happy. I'd be happy. I like,
Fair enough.
because I feel like story games are meant for games like Final Fantasy and games like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
mostly RPGs. Yeah, they're mostly about the story.
you know what I mean? To me, it's like either one or the other. I either want a super in-depth multiplayer or a super in-depth story mode. I don't want both.
But I think that a lot of those other games that are especially in the first person shooter genre, I guess that they feel the need to make a story just for the sake of having something for the people who just want to play by themselves. Nothing super duper in depth, but something there so that they could say that they had some motivation throughout the game itself, other than just playing multiplayer. And of course, the majority, I'm sure, play for the multiplayer, so they're going to get their fix too. So they're just trying to cater to everybody, more or less, to some degree.
Yeah, I could see that. But I mean, it'll be interesting to see. I'm probably getting Battlefront 2. We'll have to see, because I mean, everything's still up in the air. I don't even know, like, I don't even know my situation right now. My most stable situation right now is my stream schedule right now in my life. Meaning, everybody knew about last episode, my wife losing technically her job. And she just applied over at the company over in Austin, another one. They want to hire her right away, but the only sucky part about it is that they can only hire her a certain position, because she basically has to start from ground zero, only because it's it's with a union. But the good thing is that it is with the union. So basically, she would have to start off as a what is it you do? I forget. What do you do again?
I'm guessing like
The phone person.
so. Basically, you should either be a dispatcher, customer service, front
Well,
desk.
not dispatcher. She'll be like telecommunications. There you go,
Okay,
telecommunications. So she has to basically start. Did you
basic customer
did I hear
service.
right? She quit her job. No, she didn't quit her job. Her job right when she took the position. Right when she took the position, her job. See, this is why you can't hear me because I'm not close to the mic. Now you can hear me crazy. The reason why she doesn't have her job is because right when she took the position, the company had to basically commit bankruptcy and go out of business pretty much, because they had a contract with Medicaid, and Medicaid, they lost their contract with Medicaid, and they owed Medicaid a bunch of money, and they were on a payment plan with Medicaid, but Medicaid decided to say, you know what, scratch that. We want to take more money, and we're gonna take all this money. So basically, I mean, we're talking like a lot of zeros. I'm not gonna get into logistics because I'm not really supposed to know all the stuff. But it's a lot of zeros, and pretty much the company can't stay afloat. So the company decided to go out of business. So yeah, technically, my wife is working right now. She's getting paid, but once the contract is up at the end of this month, my wife will be without a job. So
Kind of like laid off,
yeah,
basically.
basically laid off. She can do, you know, she can do unemployment if she wants to, and all that good stuff. But my wife, my wife, accolades and all that stuff. They want my wife so badly, but the only thing that's bad about it is price of living in Austin is like way more, and so basically my wife will be starting at $13 an hour, and so that's almost not enough to be living in Austin. Um,
Mm,
and um, and then not only that, they won't be paying for our move either. So because it's a different company, different situation, different position. So
right.
basically, she'll be starting off back at ground one. So basically, what I'm saying is like I don't know where I'm gonna be, far as like gaming financially, to where like I'll be buying a bunch of games. You know what I mean? So I'm may get Battlefront 2, may not. We'll see what happens. But I do know I will be playing the new Call of Duty, and I will be playing Fortnite. So because
There you go.
I already got that done and taken care of. But so I do want to. I think that's gonna be a great game. It's gonna be fun. Battlefront 2, but we'll see what happens. Um, and then
Yeah.
the next thing I'm going to, or what did you have to speak on, bud? My bad. What
Oh
did you?
no, no. I mean, the only other thing I was going to bring up was kind of a new little interesting project that I think we were going to discuss about for an old school classic system. Just going to go ahead and bring that up if that's all right.
Yes, it's fine. Go ahead, sir.
So, with the release of the NES and Super NES Classic, I kind of was thinking, you know, what would it be like if they actually did the N64 Classic? Because that would be the next Nintendo system, right?
Yes.
And
I
I
think it'd be
think that this
amazing.
would be a great idea. And what I think they would need to do is probably, focus more on the multiplayer because that's what the N64 was really known for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
So they would, in order to make the N64 Classic a thing, is that they would need to kind of stick with their old roots of having four ports, so you could have your,
Right.
four player back again, and then just kind of re-release, all of the good stuff that we know and love, like GoldenEye, Smash Brothers, those games that were hype back in those days, Perfect Dark, and let those be playable games. Now, am I saying it shouldn't have single player games? No, because there were some really, really strong single player titles like Super Mario 64, um, Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. So you can still put some solid one player titles in there, but I think the main focus should be the multiplayer. So, keep the Perfect Darks, the Golden Eyes, the Star Foxes, all that good stuff. And make sure that you have the four ports, because if they make it into 64 Classic and it only has two ports, it will make no sense.
I didn't even get
No sense
excited.
whatsoever.
She said, I didn't even get excited over the classic systems releases anymore. Scalpers ruined it. Well, you'll be able to get the Super NES Classic for sure. And they already said, in fact, I forgot. Me and OG talked about this off stream. They already said they're gonna re-release the regular Nintendo Classic, because really, honestly, the Super Nintendo Classic, all that is the regular Nintendo Classic, just with different software, Super Nintendo software, and a different shell. That's all it is. But it's the same exact parts. So basically, they have enough parts to release both systems, and they have the Super NES fully in stock. You should be able to get one. There should be no reason why you shouldn't be able to get one, unless you just
Yeah, as a
live.
matter of fact, a friend of mine got it last weekend at a mall, and he actually was waited in line to get it because I guess they had just restocked or whatever, and they were going to be selling them out that day. I think it was like last Friday or something like that. But
Mm,
um, but yeah, there was a mall that basically had a line of people like selling Super NES classics. When they finally got the new shipment in, and big sell, and of course they're still selling for about $80, give or take some tax or whatnot.
mm-hmm.
And what's sad is there are still people online trying to sell the Super NES classics for triple digit figures.
Yeah,
As a matter of
Nintendo.
fact, I get feeds on Facebook for people who are like trying to sell stuff, and I've seen people try to sell it for like 140,
Psh, bye,
and I'm
Felicia.
like, no.
Bye, Felicia. No.
So if you guys are seeing people sell it online for triple digit prices, say no. You can buy it
Mm,
straight up at any place that would sell a console, like, any, game store like Best Buy, GameStop, a mall, whatever. You can get it for the $80 that it's worth plus taxes. Don't spend triple digit money on a Super NES Classic. Don't do it.
yeah, don't do it. I
Don't
wouldn't.
let
I
them
wouldn't
hype it
do
and
it.
hype
I
that they're
wouldn't
only
do
going to
it
have so
anyway.
many. No,
I
don't
wouldn't
do
do
it.
it anyway. But back to the subject at hand. This is the other things that I think that would need to be automatically included in the Super NES. I mean the Super 64 Classic Mini, whatever you want to call it. And you're probably gonna disagree with me on this, but that's fine.
Hmm.
I think they need to reiterate the fact that they were the first people to bring online to um to the gaming industry, and I think they need to bring online to the 64. Just because that's the world that we live in.
Hmm.
You're not gonna have a lot of people sitting on the couch. You're only gonna have old people like us doing that, like really really old people. But even even now, the old people are so used to playing online. I mean, there's only a selected people like you that are not playing like gaming online. You know what I mean? So
Right.
I think they would need to put that aspect to it, and I think it would make those games a lot more fun, honestly. Um, to be able to play GoldenEye online, to play Perfect Dark online, all those games that you were talking about online. Secondly, I think they would need to um, automatically put um, the expansion pack automatically installed. I don't even think it needs to be removable. I think it automatically needs to come one in the system. Um,
I agree.
Secondly, I think they need to redo the controller for only one reason. The controller is an amazing controller. Let's not hash that. But I think the Rumble pack needs to be redesigned. Um, I think it needs to be redone. I think it needs to be the Rumble pack needs to be like part of the controller as one. Um,
Yeah, So, I mean, basically, they can kind of combine what used to be attachments as just a built-in kind of a thing.
Right.
So, I can agree with all that.
You know, because I mean, if you're gonna have a mini, that means everything's gonna be mini, and that means you'd have to make mini attachments when you could just put everything as one. Old people like us, hey, I'm old, but I go with the times. You know what I'm saying? And I know this. I know if I was to play the 64 mini right now, we're gonna call it the 64 mini. Um, if I was to play it right now, I would be disappointed that I can't play Perfect Dark online. Because let's be real. Like me and OG, we're best friends. We live in the same city, but we don't see each other all the time. But if he owned a 64 mini and I owned a
Right.
64 mini and we could both get online and we could both play GoldenEye together, that would be flipping awesome. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Same with Philip, same with Chris. We got all our friends that we played 64 with. We're not all in the same house anymore. So
Nope.
for us to enjoy it like we used to and have the old tournaments like we used to, the 64 would need an online capability. And
I can't disagree with that. I think that's a good idea. I still think they should still keep with the four ports just in case.
oh,
There
definitely.
are some people who do get together because I just don't think it would make sense having an N64 with only two ports. I just think that doesn't make any sense. But yes, make it online compatible with certain games like GoldenEye, Smash Brothers, Perfect Dark, stuff like that.
Right. Even
I don't
Mario
know
Party.
if they would go that route though. I don't know if Nintendo, you know how Nintendo is, they're really old school set in their ways, so it would be really, really difficult to push that envelope. But I do think that it would make N64 Classic a huge seller if they advertise, hey, you can play GoldenEye online, Perfect Dark online, Smash Brothers online. You
Online.
know what I mean?
Yeah, I think
Mario Kart online. I
online.
mean, you know what I mean? Like they have some of the best multiplayer, games, especially in that time. I mean, that's really what put multiplayer to some degree on the map in terms of consoles.
The original Killer Instinct online. Killer Instinct
Yeah.
64 online. Cuz
I think
I'm
it was called Killer Instinct Gold, I believe is what it
yeah,
was. Yeah.
was it Killer Instinct Gold?
I think it
Um
was gold for N64. But yeah, you play that online too. I mean, all that would be great. I think that it would be a pretty decent seller. Because
Clay
again, you're catering to the old generation for these games and you're catering to the new generation for online.
yeah, I Nintendo, what are you doing? Like get on it like right now. Um you know, like you need to get on it. Speaking of Nintendo, I don't know if you have anything else you want to speak of, but I have a few other stories. But
Yeah, go ahead.
this goes on with Nintendo. Nintendo's getting on. For anybody that don't know, Nintendo has like a creative program. I don't necessarily know what it is. I'm waiting for OG to dive into that a little bit more, since Nintendo is like his thing. But basically, if you are part of the Nintendo creative program, you can no longer be a streamer. Um, if you stream anything that's part of the Nintendo Creative Program, you get I think you get disbanded from the creative program, and your channel gets banned from Twitch or taken down from Twitch or wherever you stream. I don't know how I feel about that.
I guess they feel that maybe it's a conflict of interest, even though they're really representing their brand. So it doesn't make a lot of sense to me either.
I don't
There's a
understand.
reason, I'm sure.
I don't understand why people don't like free advertisement. I don't I don't get it because do you understand? Like I don't even know what the Nintendo Creative Program is. But if I saw somebody streaming it, maybe I'd want to be a part of it.
Yeah.
The main reason why I get games now is not because of reviews. Honestly, I'm gonna be real honest with you. I don't trust people's reviews much anymore. You know how I wonder if I want a game? I go and watch a stream. That's the truth. Or I go watch somebody's game. Not saying that I don't listen to reviews, but if I'm watching people stream it and somebody is streaming it and I don't, it's half the time when I'm watching a random streamer that because a lot of the people that I watch, a lot of my regulars, they don't stream new games. A lot of my regular streamers are stuck on old games. I love you guys to death, but they're just stuck on games. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times if I want to watch a new game, I have to go watch some random streamer that necessarily is not entertaining and necessarily doesn't know how to speak to his audience. That's just being honest. But a lot of times he's got a lot more viewers because he's playing a newer game and people want to see it. So a lot of times if there's things that I don't understand, that's when I go and watch the review. So it's like I get a live feed of what the game actually is, and if there's stuff that I don't understand about the game, then I go watch a review on it. You know what I mean?
No.
But like that's what I'm saying. Like, why do people not want free advertisement? I don't understand. What does it do? How does it hurt you? Like, are you afraid of somebody ripping you off? Like, because, and I'm gonna bounce around. Forgive me. I'm gonna bounce around. But as it was stated, when somebody was talking about the whole Fortnite and PUBG stuff, which people were, I was watching a video the other day. All games are rehashes of other games. That's what makes games great. Is because people are like saying, you know what, I like Mario, but guess what? I can make a better version of Mario, a better version like Mario, and name it Sonic. All Sonic is a rehash of Mario. He's blue. Instead of getting coins, what does Sonic get? He gets rings. You know.
And of course, he instead of being able to jump a lot, he can run really fast.
Run really fast. And instead of he jumps, he does other things. All Sonic is a rehash of Mario. It was a way of Sonic to be able to compete. If Mario never existed, Sonic would have never existed. Hello? It would have been something else. You know what I'm saying?
I was waiting for you to say McFly.
McFly, yes, McFly. Exactly. McFly. And my neighbor.
Back to the Back to the Future.
My neighbor game is a rehash of NES Zelda and Final Fantasy. Well, dang, you need to tell her to come hit us up then. We will game test that game.
Which game?
She has a neighbor that's making a game. Like, she's in development.
Oh, making a game.
She's like in the development of making a game, and it's a rehash of Zelda, Nintendo Zelda, and Final Fantasy. I said she needed to hit us up.
Well, there is a game that kind of exists that's pretty much the same thing. If the person that's making a game wants to be inspired, tell her to look up the game Lufia 2. Oh, yeah. It's an old Super Nintendo RPG where basically you have someone doing RPG aspects of a normal RPG game, but there are a lot of Legend of Zelda stuff added because the person uses like a bow, an arrow. I'm sorry, he uses an arrow, he uses bombs, and like a sword to basically get through different rooms that have puzzles and traps and stuff like that amongst this RPG. So the Zelda Final Fantasy thing has actually been done. It's just been done as far as the game called Lufia 2. So if she wants to look that up, there's lots of people who do Let's Plays of it, maybe even speed runs of it, that might be able to give her some inspiration if that's where that person's going. Because that actually has been done.
Yeah, see, but so what if her friend wants to do it? Maybe she's got a better version of it, you know? Like that's why I made. She said the game is called Lost Legends, and it's in its gamma stage. I don't know what gamma stage is. I don't know what that is. I need layman terms for that. I need layman.
It basically is because it's alpha, beta, gamma, and then so basically it's in its later stages, more or less.
Okay, all right. Well, is it for PC or is it gonna come out for console? You know what I'm saying? And if it is out for PC, is it very PC intensive? I would try it, or what we could do, because I already know you're testing it and you're gonna be streaming it. What we could do is maybe we could have your friend on the podcast, and then we could have you on the podcast. I don't want to have you and your friend on the podcast at the same time, because I want your honest opinion, and I want you to give your honest opinion. Not thinking you have to say certain things about the game because your friend's there. But maybe we could have your friend on the podcast, and we could have you on the podcast one week. Once you're able to play the game, and give your review, and then maybe your friend, once it becomes a little bit closer to release, maybe we can have your friend talk about the game. We kind of got an audience now. Like I said, on Stitcher, we reached over 2,000 people, which is freaking bananas.
Yep, on the first video we posted on there.
First 3 days.
Last week's episode.
First 3 days we reached 2,000 people. Blows my freaking mind, man. I don't understand it. I can't fathom it. But thank you, Jesus. That's all I can say. So I mean, yeah, we could definitely do that. Totally down to do that. But that's my thing. Like, what I'm trying to say is, I don't understand why people wouldn't want free advertisement of their stuff. You know what I mean?
Because it might make it more money. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
they'll want to
exactly.
play the game. They want to buy it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's a win-win for you.
Exactly. It's like for example, it'd be like, I mean, I'm not gonna put words in Diesel's friend's mouth, but I'm just using Diesel's friend as an example. It'd be like Diesel's friend being like, "Well, I don't want to go on the podcast and talk about my game." Well, why? It's free advertisement. Why wouldn't you want to tell people about your game? You know what I mean? Why not? You know what I mean? Why do people not want to help each other out? Why do people not want to grow? You know what I mean? I just don't get it. I don't understand the world's perception of not wanting to help people out and grow people and help people grow. Because if I help you grow, you're going to help me grow, not even having to do anything. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You don't even got to say nothing to me. You don't even got to sign nothing to me. You don't got to pay nothing to me. But the fact that I'm interviewing somebody helps me grow as a podcaster, as an entertainer. The experience helps me grow. And that's what I'm saying with Nintendo. Why do you not want to have people streaming this stuff? What are you afraid of? Because again, I want to know what Nintendo Creative Studios is. I want to know what that is. But the only way I'm going to know what that is if I find a video on it or find somebody streaming it, because that's the way we live in. I'm not going to want to read an article what it is. I want it to be shown to me. That's where I'm at nowadays. I don't mind reading stuff, but at the same time, I'm like, I want to see it. I want to see it in action.
I'm kind of the same way nowadays, because I used to be hardcore into reading all kinds of articles, which is, what got me to convince me to play a lot of games in the past, because I used to read a lot of, articles from different gaming magazines. But nowadays, I'm just to the point to where, it's just easier for me to understand it if I see it.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it's hard to understand the writer's point of view,
right,
to some people. And so to understand what they're trying to do, show it to me. You know what I mean?
Right. Show it to me. I want to see it. This is.
And you don't have to put like spoilers or nothing. Just put like basic stuff.
No,
in it.
Show
me.
There
are ways that you can just show specific things. You can leave out a lot of details. We don't want you to spoil the story. We just want to know the basics. That's all.
You don't even. But see, the beautiful thing is, if you show somebody something, you don't even got to say anything.
Yeah.
You can just sit there and just show it. And if it's new, it's something different, it speaks for itself. Another thing I want to talk about, I'm kind of upset. I was waiting for this new superhero simulator to come out called Megaton Rainfall. Megaton. It's not Megatron. It's Megaton Rainfall. And I'm sad. It was supposed to come out September 28th. Or not September 28th. Yeah, September 28th. It's supposed to come out September 28th. And it got pushed back. I don't know why. Not good. I was super sad. Especially with it being such a small title. I don't understand why it needed to be pushed back, other than that the fact that it probably got a negative review. of it being, because people were saying it's like an arcade shooter and mixed with a free world mode, which that kind of threw me off myself. But
Mm.
I still wanted to try it. Why? Because I'm into superheroes. So I'll try anything superheroes. You know what I'm saying? As long as it's like in depth like superheroes. You know, and it's not kiddish. You know what I mean? I'll try it. It's one reason
Mm-hmm.
why I play DC Universe online. Yeah, it's kind of kiddish, but I like the MMO aspect of it. And the fact that I get to create my own superhero from scratch or villain from scratch, and I get to play PvP or PvE. Do I play it a lot? No, I don't. But it's something that if I want to kill time and I want to just get into a superhero universe, I jump right into it. So yeah, that got that they didn't explain why. They just said that they read blah 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 blah. They needed to do stuff. And yeah, so it got.
Hopefully, it's worth it.
I don't know. We'll see. Speaking of games that's been held back and people been waiting for, Red Redemption 2 has finally got a release year or a release time, and it seems like it's coming to us finally. Yo,
Okay.
what's up, Ghost? For those that don't, here's a layman's term of what Red Redemption 2 is. For those that don't remember, Red Redemption was a game that came out during the PlayStation 2, no, PlayStation 3, and the Xbox 360 era. Um, Basically, it was a Wild West game that was kind of open world, and it was a pretty amazing game for its time. And now they've made well, people been waiting for Red Redemption 2 for 12 years.
A long time.
A long time. Um, he said, "Hey, OG Crunkster." He said,
Oh.
"What's up?" um, so it's finally coming out. It's been held back for a while. Basically, what it's going to pretty much be, in layman's terms, is going to be a Wild West version of GTA Online. But with a tremendous amount of graphics, because they are going to have an online basis to it, just like GTA had an online basis to it. And let's face it, GTA Online has been the most successful, in my opinion. It's been the most successful game in a long time because it's still relevant. You haven't played the first Red Dead? It's a pretty amazing game, actually. It's been the most. I don't know how to explain how successful GTA Online has really been, but it's the only game that's been able to keep itself relevant for about 3 or 4 years, and it's been online, and it's been coming out with DLCs, new ways to invent itself, and it's been free. All the DLCs have been free. All the expansions have been free. People still play the crap out of this game. I own the game. I don't play it as much. I own it on the Xbox One, but I mean, it's successful, and it's the same people that made GTA Online are making Red Redemption 2. So I think Red Redemption 2 is going to be pretty
Very successful.
very successful.
Absolutely.
I
And the good thing about MMOs is that those are the kind of games that you don't even really have to make sequels to. Like, once you make the core game, all you're really doing for eternity is just doing some updates, which don't cost nearly as much. People
right.
are constantly spending money on, getting perks in the game. I mean, it's a game that pays. Those type of games pay for itself hardcore. That's honestly the biggest reason why mobile games are so much a big deal, because it goes to the same concept.
Right.
You have these games that you can play with tons of people and you pay for perks. You know what I mean? And they pay for themselves, and that's why you don't see sequels of a lot of games when it comes to MMOs, because you don't need it.
You,
Like, the fact that Final Fantasy has a Final Fantasy 12 and a Final Fantasy 14 both online almost makes no sense to me, because not 12, I'm sorry, 11 and 14 online almost makes no sense to me, because honestly, what they should have done was left 11 online as is, and whatever they would have done as far as creating 14, just make that an update slowly but surely, instead of having to make a brand new game.
No, I totally agree, and that's what Destiny was supposed to be. Destiny 2 was not supposed to be a Destiny 2. Destiny 2 was supposed to be a big expansion of Destiny 1, and everything you did in Destiny 1 was supposed to carry over.
Right.
But they
So
decided.
anytime that you make a sequel to an MMO, I just don't think it makes sense, because all you really do either do is just slowly add more DLC to build up to whatever it is you're trying to make it, instead of just trying to make one brand new game and divide your customer base. You know what I mean?
But to
It
be
can be frustrating.
but to be fair, to be generically or to be technically correct, and I hope you feel better, DB. I heard you say, "I guess you're okay." Well, I'm sorry you're not doing okay. If it's anything I said or anything I did, I apologize, man. I apologize. Don't be mad at me. Anyway, GTA is not an MMO. It's hard to really say what an MMO is anymore. Um, you know what? Oh well, hold on. GTA is not an MMO, and Red Redemption 2 is not an MMO. It's just a massive online player game, but that's not an MMO per se. Correct? Or what is an MMO? Why don't you break it down?
Actually, an MMO is massive multiplayer online. Now, I hate using the term massive, because then what's the magic number for it to be massive? So, this is the best way to think about it. Any game that you can play online with multiple people due to servers and whatnot is an MMO. So, even if you can only have like 50 people per server, it's technically still an MMO, because it's a game where you're still playing online with multiple people on, at a time. So, even if this game is like online to a small basis as far as playing with other players, as long as you can connect with other players, it's technically an MMO. It doesn't have to be an RPG. It doesn't have to be a certain type of game.
See,
As long as you can play with lots of people online, it's an MMO.
okay, but what's a lots of people? Are we talking 8 people, 16 people, 30 people? Yo,
Well, honestly,
Shinka Show. I don't know that name, but welcome to the Kill Cam Squad, where we chillin', we killin', we have no drama.
I would venture to say 2 or more players.
Really?
I
Really?
would say it.
Really?
Yeah, because here's the thing.
Oh, no.
Now, granted, I guess 2 is probably too low.
I'm about
Maybe
to
it has
say,
to be
bro.
3. But okay, so maybe at least 3. But the reason I'm saying it doesn't have to be a huge number is that if you could play Mario Kart with 8 other people, I mean that would be an online
But
kind
that's
of a
not
thing. Where you're playing with
massive.
multiple people, huh?
That's not massive.
Well, okay, so then what would be the magic number for massive then? I think
At,
that's the problem with the term massive, is how do
because
you know what
I'm
that number
thinking,
is?
I'm thinking at once. I'm thinking like at once. Like okay, like think about it, right? Okay, Fortnite's massive. You got 100 people in one at one time. 100 people meeting up together at one time. You're playing against 100 people at one time. You got what is it? H1Z1. H1Z1 is like 160 people at one time. To me, okay, hold on, we got a comment. To me, it's about the amount of discoverable content in the game, not the number of players. That's true. But my question is to you, preach DB. I hear you. But my question is to you, why isn't an MMO an RPG? Why do you say MMO is just not considered an RPG type thing? Because that's what I've always considered MMOs to be, an RPG. Because I've
Well,
always
RPG was the original standard, but I mean, you have a lot of these shooter games where you can play with 100 people at a time. Why can't they be MMOs?
it's true. It's true, and it never
You
says
know,
about.
like yeah, I will admit that RPGs started it, sure. Like yeah, that's where World of Warcraft and all kinds of other games, that kind of really coined that term MMO. But I don't see why a first-person shooter can't have that title, especially when you have an open world where you're sharing it with 100 people. You know what I mean?
So, okay, my next question is to you. So, because this goes back to the Destiny 1 time where people were arguing about the Destiny 2 Destiny not being an MMO. Is Destiny an MMO or is Destiny not an MMO?
Well, I mean, it does have a big world that you can explore. No, I'm not 100% sure how many people that you can play with online or that are on the same server.
Versus it's 4v4. On now on doing a mission, I believe it's only 4 to 6 people.
Okay. So, hmm, hard to say. There really is because I mean, we've already made the argument that if you played Mario Kart with 8 people, that's not an MMO, right? Because there's not
Right.
enough
I say
people and
it's
it's not
not.
that big of a world.
I say it's not an MMO. I think it's
You know
just a
what I mean?
regular
So
versus
with
game.
with that theory of Mario Kart not being it, then that couldn't be it either
Right.
because it's just not enough people for it to be considered massive.
And my
So I
my
guess it would have to be a game with an open world where you could play with at least, I'm guessing maybe 50 players or something.
right at
I
once.
don't know if
At
there's an
once.
actual. I have to look up and see if there's an actual definition for it. I could actually do that real quick. Let me see.
Someone said a non-traditional MMO. All right, Ghost, what's your question, brother? Someone said a non-traditional MMO. I mean, I guess so. They said a non-traditional MMO. So there's a difference between traditional MMO and non-traditional MMO. That's so freaking confusing. Oh my Jesus.
Yeah, it is.
When are you gonna let me? When are you down to get your ass beat in COD? Well, first of all, I beat you 1v1 last time. Second of all, it'll probably be on Xbox Friday. It'll probably be on a Friday. Other than that, and if I have to, I'll make it into a YouTube video. So you can't sit there and say that I didn't beat you, cause I whooped your booty. Uh, Games that are in is see, we got another comment. I knew we were gonna get a bunch of people talking when we were gonna talk about this. Games that fit their genres to what
Genre.
genre to the Lee and are boring to the T are boring. It's why they begin to cross lines that gets me interested. I see that. I see that. So you're saying mixed elements. So really, there's no. So a game that actually fits to the genre doesn't interest you. Is basically what you're saying. A game that like kind of touches all bases to all genres, kind of interests you, or the different genres. I won't say
So
all genres.
the basic definition of MMO, from what I've looked up, says it's an online video game which can be played by a very large number of people simultaneously.
Mm.
Like that's literally what it says.
Mm.
Which doesn't really define it much anymore
No, it
because
doesn't.
what's considered a large number of players?
What's considered a
That's the
large?
problem with these kind of phrases is who knows what I mean. Now you can just pick up what could be and what couldn't be.
Right. Someone said that Destiny is a FPS MMO RPG, and Ghost says, "I have never defined the fact." Oh, I know, Ghost. I'm just giving you a hard time. Um, but anyway, that yeah. I mean, I don't know. That's crazy. I mean,
Another person says it's an acronym for massive multiplayer online game, which we already know. Usually involves a free download and recurring monthly fee for gameplay.
that
The
makes
most
no
popular
sense.
MMOs and MMORPGs. One such game is World of Warcraft, which is basically what put the term MMO on the map.
That makes no sense. To me. To me. That has no fact. To me, that's opinion right there. Because
And that's what I'm thinking that is too. That seems more like an opinion because you don't necessarily have to have a monthly fee for it to
yeah,
be an MMO. Because I mean, all kinds of mobile games are MMOs,
MMOs.
and there's no monthly fee for them.
All right, and not only that, then that means Heroes Charge is the game that you've paid a monthly fee for, correct? Is it Heroes Charge?
There. I mean, it's not really a monthly fee, but I mean, there is. But you can pay to have stuff monthly.
Right, and so that's not an MMO.
Not in that regard. I mean, the game is I mean, there's like lots of people who do play the game. It is technically an MMO because I mean, you have hundreds of people per server who are actually online doing stuff.
But not at once
But
though. Like you're not
mm,
interacting with 100 people at one time.
well, if they're all online, yeah. I
Oh,
mean, it just depends on what time
oh, that's
everybody logs
freaking.
in.
Oh my god, man, that's crazy. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
like I said, that's a very gray term
That's
because
too gray.
I mean, yeah, if it's a matter of people like logging in at the same time, like yeah, you could do that in a lot of these games.
I guess so. I think they just need to take MMO out all the way altogether. I think
Hmm.
because
Just a multiplayer online game.
yeah, yeah, because I mean that's
It
irrelevant
gets
now.
too complicated.
That was back when PC was like when PC was the console back then, and there wasn't the only way you could play games online was like on PC. You know what I mean? Um, because think about it. You know, they were the first games to really go online, kind of that weren't console was PC.
Hmm.
Look at AOL. They had games you could play online. Just saying. The next thing I want to talk about, and this is something random, but it caused a lot of controversy, and it's just random. But WW 2K18 that releases out in October has decided to put in loot crates in their game. Go figure. Um,
Loot crates, nice.
yeah, so you will be able to open up loot crates and earn loot crates, and a lot of people are saying, "Oh, pay to win, pay to win," but it's
Of
not.
course.
But it's not. They specifically said that it's going to be an in-game currency, and you earn in-game currency, and you get loot crates. Um, I don't know. I don't know how I feel. I honestly feel like with the 2K series, I think that it needed to happen. I've played the 2K games. Ironically, they come out free every year on Xbox, so I've played all the way up to 2K16. I haven't played 2K17, but I have played 2K16, 2K15, and so forth and so forth. As comes to the WWE series, in fact, I've kicked Ghost butt a lot of times in that game. We won't go there, will we, Ghost? But anyway, so I think there needs to be a way to do loot crates and stuff because it keeps the game fresh. It keeps the game going because honestly, the a lot of people are in the universe mode and like making episodes and then like allowing the episodes to play, and they like let them play online and like they'll stream the episodes and they'll just commentate the episodes. But honestly, unless you're good at it, there's this one streamer that I watch that he actually does really good at it, and there's this other streamer that I watch that he absolutely doesn't even talk or do nothing. You just literally just watch it. Now I like the guy that does the commentary, but what I'm trying to say is there's nothing else to the game. There's nothing else to make you to keep playing the game. So the fact that you earn more loot crates and you get to unlock stuff certain like that way, I think it's pretty freaking cool. It keeps you playing the game. It gives you some kind of progression. Because other than that, really, WWE 2K series has really no progression series. No progression really. Now, what I think they need to do, I think they need to get rid of. I'm gonna be weird, and people are going to shackle me, slap me, because the universe mode is like the most best mode that is like that's come to WWE gaming series. I think they need to get rid of the universe mode, and I think they need to do something like how they do the basketball series, like how they have a pro-am where you can play for a team. You make a character and you play for a team online, and you have certain positions that you can play online. This is NBA 2K Pro-Am, and you rise up the ranks and you become like the best team. I think they kind of need to do something like that with the wrestling. I think they need to have like online rosters, online shows, and you try out for the roster, you be part of the show. Even make it to where the person online, people can make their own show and you could try out for their show, and you try out, and you be a part of the show, and you wrestle, and you win belts, and you be part of controversies, all kinds of things like that. I think that's what they need to do. I think that would make the game fun. I think they can make the game more interesting. Other than that, I don't see the 2K series lasting much longer as far as when it comes to wrestling. And another thing that I have a problem with the 2K series, again, I don't understand why you have the face scale app for the phone for the NBA 2K18, but you don't have it for wrestling. I don't understand it. You're part of the same company. You're part of the... That would be freaking awesome. I would much rather have my face on a wrestler than on a basketball player.
Yeah.
I think that would be cool.
I can see that.
I think it would be really freaking cool. Why? Why? I don't know. I don't know why. Again, the only reason why I'm talking about this is because the game's fixing to come out, and and people will cause a big old uproar about the transactions. But again, you guys gotta understand, loot crates are here to stay. Microtransactions are here to stay. They're not going nowhere. It's part of gaming. It is what it is. We talked about this a couple episodes back. How is it you don't like microtransactions in the game, but yet you like subscribing to a streamer for perks? Yes, no?
Yeah.
You subscribe to a streamer for $5 a month, $4 a month for an emote and whatever services that the streamer offers you, right? And you have no problem with that, but you have a problem with a microtransaction for getting a certain thing for paying $5. Now granted, and I'll say this again, some games don't deserve the microtransactions. Some games don't deserve microtransactions, just like some streamers, some people, I'm not going to say they don't deserve it, but some people don't put in the effort, don't put in the work, don't show the dedication that they do to get what they get. You know what I'm saying? But that's not the game's creator. I mean, well, it is the game's creator's fault when it comes to that. But that's your decision. Some people feel like for instance, I felt like Fortnite deserved my $30. I enjoy Fortnite. A lot of people got their money back. I decided not to get my money back. I enjoy the game. I want to see the game grow.
Yep.
I want to see the game progress. So I think that Fortnite deserves my money.
Thank you for this host, man.
Yo, what is up, Sauce? Thank you for that host. What's up, man? Go ahead. What are you gonna say?
No, I was gonna just say that if something is successful, whether it be a game or a streamer or whatever it is that you're contributing to, if it's worth it, then I don't see a reason not to pay for it. Now, of course, when you're kind of doing a line between games and streamers, the biggest issue people have with microtransaction is the pay to win aspect, and there's really no pay to win aspect when it comes to streamers that I'm aware of.
Well, kinda. Let me.
I mean, you would know more than I would, so if you want to elaborate more on that, that would be
yeah, let me go ahead and break this down to you. I don't do this, okay? I don't do this, but when a lot of streamers have giveaways, and they have a follower and streamer giveaway where the followers can enter. When the followers and the streamer and the subs can enter in at the same time, I'm about to blow y'all's mind. I'm about to share something with you. This is up to the streamer. Not all streamers do this because I don't do this. They can make it to where the subscribers have a more chance of winning a giveaway than the follower. So technically, a sub can pay to win a giveaway. Now, granted, that's up to the streamer. I have all that stuff turned off. In fact, what I'm about to start doing is basically where my giveaways are only going to be sub only. You know what I mean? But that way, especially since I just released that knowledge, yes, about 80 to 90% of the bots have this feature, and the main bot that a lot of people use, which is DeepBot, has this feature. And yes, so if you are a subscriber, you can turn up the percentage to where the subscriber has a more chance of winning than the average follower or the follower. if you have the giveaway open for both people. So yes, it is pay to win when it comes to streaming in some cases due to the streamer. That's why in some streams you always be like, well, why? How come does that person mostly win most of the time? That person may have it to where subs win, and it may be a sub to follower ratio. It may be open to more. It may be open to followers and subs. So yeah, so it can be pay to win. Definitely can be pay to win. Definitely. So yeah. So it's pretty much the same. It's the same thing. It's just a different spin on it. You don't think about it. You don't think about subscribing to somebody or on Twitch as a microtransaction, because you feel as you're supporting that person, you're supporting the content, you're supporting the hard work. The only difference is when it comes to the game, you don't see the hard work. You're just playing the game, and you're frustrated at the game, so you already have a negative mindset towards the game. So of course you don't want to support that game. Of course you don't want to go put in $10 to that game. Why? Because you're already pissed off at the game already. Why am I going to go drop $10? But it's the same thing with streamers too, if you think about it. If you go to a streamer and they are negative to you and they are disrespectful to you, they don't want to talk to you, they're ugly to you, do you really want to give them your $5 a month? There's been some streamers, and I'm not putting nobody on blast, but there's been some streamers where like I'll go in there and I'll be sub to them, and I'll go talk to them, and they be ugly to me, and I'm like, man, what? I don't want to, maybe I shouldn't sub them, but then I'm like, you know what? He's human. Maybe he's having a bad day. He or she's human. Maybe they're having a bad day. You know what I'm saying? So I just brush it off. But that's how we get with games, though. See, we look at game as technology, because it's technology. So when a game's got us pissed off and we know that the game's got some like BS going on, we're like, you know what? I ain't gonna go. No, Call of Duty wants my money. Call of Duty wants $10 for me. No, F that. I ain't paying that. But if you actually enjoyed the game and really enjoyed the game and you thought the game was good, you wouldn't mind dropping that $10. Just like you don't mind dropping, so much money on a streamer because you like the content, you enjoy them. But if you didn't enjoy the content, you didn't enjoy what they're doing, you wouldn't drop no money on them.
Right.
That's just facts, And I hate to open people's eyes like that, but it is straight facts. If you a streamer is rude to me, I'm like, F you. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Exactly. But, that's what I'm saying. But basically we're going back to OG's saying is, is streaming, a sub, is it still pay to win? And in some cases it is, because like I said, with the bot, you can turn it on to where a sub has a more chance of winning a giveaway than a follower. So,
which makes the video gaming aspect of it better, because there isn't like just a person saying, okay, I'm going to make this person have a higher chance of winning.
Yeah.
It's just, you pay, you get what you pay for when you're playing the game. When you're watching a streamer, you may not necessarily be getting what you pay for. So it's actually worse in the streaming industry than it would be in gaming. And people are complaining about the gaming aspect of it, even though it's more fair.
Right. I may lose subs because of this, but that's okay. I'm being truthful and I'm being honest with you guys. I'm always going to be 100 with you guys. When you go...
Not saying that streamers are bad. Like, we're not trying to push that envelope.
No.
This is more just to prove a point.
It was more to prove a point about microtransactions. About microtransactions and subbing to a streamer or donating to a streamer is the same thing. You know what I mean? Actually, donating is not the same thing. It's subbing. But if you go into DeepBot or you go into your bot, you can actually turn the percentage up. You can turn the percentage all the way up to 100%, 75%, 50%, 10%, 5%, where the sub has a more chance of winning a giveaway at any percentage that they want to turn it to. And you don't know. You don't know. It's all the honest system. So, really, you paying to win. You really paying to win. And some people, like me, A lot of my giveaways are gonna be like, now you gotta sub to be in the giveaway. You know what I mean? Only just because, I mean, it makes it more fair in a sense, because now that I expose this to you guys, I don't want you guys to think that I'm what you call it, rigging the giveaway in any sense. You know how people say when people lose sometimes and they'll be in the chat, it's rigged? You can rig a giveaway so easy, so flippin' easy. But it's the same way Call of Duty rips us off, the same way whatever microtransactions you guys feel that is tripped off. But there's a lot of us that pay microtransactions in a game that we don't mind. I don't mind paying I don't, like I said, I didn't mind paying Fortnite $35.
Right.
Giveaway is giveaway now. Give it away now. I don't have a giveaway to give away. I don't have nothing.
I think that was a reference to a song, bro.
Oh yeah.
Give it away, give it away now.
Don't
worry, I got it.
Okay, thank you. But I mean, I am actually thinking about doing a giveaway of some Rogue Energy drink supplement stuff. I just gotta wait for it to come. He said scam. Scam. But yeah, so I don't know. So yeah, to answer your question, OG, it is a lot. It is a lot like that. But, you know,
it's actually could be potentially worse, which is good to know. I mean, if I was the person like that was really active on Twitch and I was to donate to somebody, because for me it'd be a matter of perspective. I wouldn't really donate for the sake of winning something. I would donate just because I like their content, and on the off chance that I want something, it would just be an added bonus. So, you know, for me, I would have no problem paying to sub to someone if I, you know, once, you know, I could afford to, and when I, you know, want to support someone's content.
Right.
Like, yeah, I'm down for doing that, and for that reason alone. Like,
right.
I wouldn't pay to try to win anything.
Right. You know? Exactly. That's, you know, that's where I'm at. That's where I sub to people. When I can sub to people and I sub to people, I sub to them because of who they are.
Right. And like, for example, when I donate to like Awesome Games Done Quick or whatever, I'm not donating to win. Now they do give out giveaways, which is great, but I do it because I actually want to contribute to what they're doing, because what they're doing is for a good cause. Right. And if I win, it's just another bonus. But if not, it's no big deal, because that wasn't the reason I donated to begin with.
Right. We have a
comment. You gotta also watch your motives.
Right. We have a comment from somebody that says Call of Duty supply drops are oversaturated, so the new guns have a very low chance of receiving them. Yeah, I don't disagree. I don't disagree, but you have people that are gonna pay for it, you know, and do it. But you want to know the best thing to do. If you want a certain gun, all you gotta do is just wait for the newer guns to come out, and then your gun that you want, you'll have a more chance of getting. But yeah, I mean, but all games all have a weird system, like, right? Think about it, right? Look at freaking Destiny's loot system. I mean, yeah, you don't have to go and buy a box, but every time you beat a boss or whatever, you get some loot or something. You know, sometimes you get what you want, sometimes you don't. There's got to be some. Okay, we got to remember, guys, and I'm about to get really deep here for a second. We are in an addictive society, whether it be whatever, right? So there's got to be something that keeps us addicted to the game. There's got to be something that keeps attracting us to the game. If we always got what we wanted all the time, we wouldn't play the game anymore, right? OG, if you got everything that you needed in the game the first time you play it, would you play the game again?
Not for very long, because I've already feel like I got everything. What's the point in playing anymore?
See what I'm saying? So
there's no struggle. There's no way to really appreciate things from the ground up.
So you have to understand things from a business standpoint. Do you want people to keep playing your game, or do you just want them to play it one time and then never touch it ever again? You know what I'm saying? And so you have to keep people coming back. And unfortunately, to where we're at right now in the gaming industry and where we are as people, the way to do it is they do it by loot You know, and all these people do it by loot. So is there a change that COD rigs the supply package? Wait. So is there a change that Call of Duty rigs the supply packages to give paid?
Is there a chance?
Is there a chance that Call of Duty, if when you pay, that you get better swag? No, I disagree. And here I'll explain why here in a minute. Here we go. Last week's episode. It's gambling, so it's addicting. Destiny's grind, and you know you will eventually receive what you want. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. We talked about it being gambling earlier, because gambling is you're gaining more than what you had. So you're not gaining money back. And to answer Diesel's question, I would disagree. And the only reason why I would disagree is because I've bought supply drops before, and I didn't receive crap. Now gambling, you have to understand, gambling is like when you put in $2 and you have a chance of making $4. You put in $4, you have a chance of making $8. When you're buying a supply drop, you're not gaining money. You're not getting any money. You can't turn around and sell what you got for something amount of money. So I wouldn't say it's gambling. I don't know how to explain it. OG has a better way of explaining it. Go ahead, OG. We were explaining this last week.
Well, first and foremost, if you really want to get the full content, you need to watch one of our older episodes, because we actually broke that down.
Yeah.
But basically, this is you spending money for an item. This is what you call a basic transaction. I give you $5 to have this item. Now I have this item. Gambling is I'm spending money to try to earn more money.
Right.
I'm spending money to try to gain a profit. In these games, where you're buying something, you have a random chance of getting an item, but you're not, getting anything as far as financial gain. You're not gambling for the sake of, getting something that's going to really, really push your financial agenda. And that's what now people do use the term gambling very loosely. And they say that, when you're buying something in a game and you have a random chance of getting something, that's gambling. That's more of a slang term when you're using it that way, but not the proper way. But the actual definition of gambling is about getting money in returns, spending money in the hopes of gaining more money directly from it.
And then DB said it's more like a lottery. I don't know.
That's a loose term as well. It's a loose term. That kind of falls similar
right?
The gambling thing, or gambling thing. It's a loose term. It's kind of a slang term that's used. Like I said, the way you're saying it's not wrong. It's just that to be completely legit, you're just buying items in the game or buying a chance to get something in a game.
He said the more times he said it like this: the more times you purchase or earn a ticket, the more chances you have of earning something in return. That's why he said that, because you think about it. Yeah.
So he's coming from a different angle, and that makes sense.
Hey Zonio, Lyco, I don't know. Welcome to the Kill Cam Squad, where we chillin', we killin', we have no drama. Yeah, I could see it from that standpoint. But
that makes sense.
And then someone said, second, what did he say? Second definition of the word gambling is taking a risky action in the hope of a desired result. I'm desiring the new gun with a 5% chance of receiving it. Well, again, I could see it from that second definition. But I mean, at the same time though, I mean, how I gotta say this very diligently. If you were sitting there spending money on supply drops, a lot of money on supply drops, and you are not spending money to better, like, put you in a better financial situation, something's wrong. Something is desperately wrong. It doesn't matter how much money I would get from streaming or whatever, I would never blow $200 to $300 or $400 in supply drops. Never. Now, if somebody said, "Hey, Handy, I'm gonna donate you $100 and I want you to spend them all on supply drops," say it for the people in the back. Now, if somebody donated to me and said, "Hey, Handy, I want you to spend all this $100 on supply drops," okay. Guess what? It's not my money. It's not something that was like deliberately come out of my pocket. It's something that came out of that person's pocket, and they want me to do that with them. And now if that's gonna entertain them, then sure, why not? Let's go do it. But I'm not gonna. You got me dead wrong. You think I'm gonna freaking spend $200, $300 to get some gun? You know, and that's what I'm saying. Like, that's buyer beware. I don't drop money on supply drops, but I think the gun outright is way a better solution. Well, I mean, if you had extra income to purchase $200 because you thought it would increase your entertainment value of your stream, then you would. No, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't. To be honest with you, I wouldn't. Only if I've already explained this to my wife, because me and my wife had this discussion. I'm very weird when it comes to finances. Only if somebody donated the money and said, "I want you to use this for this specifically," I would do that. No, I wouldn't. Because, I mean, that's bananas. I mean, I understand people do it. But you got to remember, guys, I'm a leader. I'm not a follower. I don't do what everybody else does. So, yeah, I know Drifter spent like $200 on it. I know Ali spent about a couple $100 on it to do it. But that's just not me. You don't believe me? You don't believe me. You don't believe me. Well, you know what, DB? I don't know how to prove it to you, man. I honestly don't know how to prove it to you, because where God has me right now, I don't have that kind of money to blow on it. But I necessarily wouldn't do it. Now I might do it for a game, meaning because there's a game that I really want to play. But no, I wouldn't do it for that. If you were making $20K per month, and per month, that $200 wouldn't mean a diddly. You know what? And look, this is gonna blow your mind, and I'm gonna be real honest with you. I really wouldn't do it. I'd rather put $200. I would rather go put $200. This is what I like. This is what I really like to do. You know what I would really want to do? If I had $200 to blow like that, I would go and find a good, hardworking streamer. And this is not for the podcast. This is the God honest truth. Crew Dog seen me do this before. Boobies has seen me do this before. A lot of people have seen me do this before. I'd rather go to a hardworking streamer that nobody knows and that nobody's seen, but he works hard, and I'd rather go and drop $200 on their stream. I would. I'd rather go drop $200 on their stream than $200 of the money of that than a supply drop. Because guess what? Let me tell you what's gonna happen, right? You got to think about it. Investment, right? I'm an investor. I'm always thinking about investing. You know, even relationships. You got to think about who you're spending your time with, who you investing your time with, who you building your relationships with. if I go and spend that $200 on that streamer or a person that I believe in, that's gonna last more than a 5-minute chill on a gun or on Call of Duty, spending it like like 5 minutes. Because guess what's gonna happen, right? Guess what's gonna happen? That $200, that person's always gonna remember, right? Always gonna remember. It's gonna change his life forever. You know what I'm saying? But that on Call of Duty, that Call of Duty is only gonna last for a year, and then I'm never gonna touch that game again, and then it's $200 wasted. Now, granted, like I said, if somebody like donated me the money and said, "Hey, Handy, I want you to spend this $200 specifically on Call of Duty supply drops," then I have to do it. Like, I have to do it because I respect my viewers. You know, like, it wouldn't matter. Like, if you donated me the money and said, "I want you to freaking play this crazy game," like Barbie going safari. Well, guess what? I gotta buy Barbie. I'm gonna Barbie it up. We're gonna play Barbie Safari for a day. Why? Because you chose to put your money invested into me, so I'm gonna give you back what you invested it for. I'm all about investment, man. I'm all about investment. And
you know, I do similar things just on a smaller scale because, I mean, now if I had $20,000, would I spend $200 at one time? Probably not, but maybe $100 at the most. And the only reason I say that is because it would be like a supply drop kind of thing. But what it would be is I would know what I'm getting for sure before I spend that money. It's like, for example, we'll use the biggest money-making mobile game as far as one-time transactions, Final Fantasy. They're big on you paying $100 to have all this kind of stuff. But here's the thing: as much as I talk crap about it, the $100 that you spend the first time is actually worth it, believe it or not.
Right.
Because it specifically tells you spend $100, you get the following items. There's no random drop, random chance of you getting something and failing. This is, you're going to get all this stuff if you pay $100. And if I had $100 extra that I had, nothing to do with, yeah, I totally do that because I know what I'm getting.
Right.
That's the difference. I wouldn't spend $100 at a random chance of getting just something. Maybe. No,
and you've gambled before, correct?
Yeah, I'm a gambling man. Like, you can understand, I used to play Texas Hold'em, for money. You know what I mean? Like, I actually buy scratch offs. I play the lottery. Like, I actually legitimately gamble. Like, let's just not even mess around. Like, I know what's up with that. But as far as like big money like that, well, I'm going to consider it big money because I don't have hundreds of dollars to blow. If I'm going to spend $100, I'm going to know what I'm going to get. Simple as that.
Yo, what's up? What's up, man? Well, to be honest, Ghost, I haven't dropped $200 or $100 on anybody yet, but I have dropped money on people, and there's people like I drop money on people when God blessed me with like extra money, and I'm able to, like, it kills me that that I can't do for people right now, but I got to keep my family afloat. You know what I mean? But yeah, I could totally. Like you said, I'm not gonna spend no $100 and $200 on no chance, not no video. Like, no. And so even if I spend $200, I'm just gonna get a bunch of guns that I don't want. Or, you know what I'm saying? I'd rather spend it on, like I said, I'd rather spend it on something that's gonna last. That's why, like, a lot of times, like, I like even being that one person's first person's donator. Why? Because that person's always gonna remember your name. I remember my first donator.
Yeah, he is.
I remember my first donator. My first donator, you know who my first donator was? My first donator was Breezy, man. Breezy. Oh, Breezy. That was my first donator. He don't even come in my room anymore. I haven't seen Breezy in forever. But yo, let's go, man. 30, thank you so much, man. 50, 60 biddies, man. Look at all the biddies. Thank y'all for the biddies. No. Yeah, let me get this straight. I'm not saying money. I'm like, don't get me twisted. I'm not saying money isn't like it's not about the money, but the whole point was about it, Diesel, is what we were talking about is that we were talking about, transactions and gambling. So yeah, like that's what I was trying to say. Yo, thank you for that host. And I'm not saying that I don't have like love for you guys any different that don't pay or do pay. If you think that, then people think that, then they really don't know me. I know who my regulars are that pay and don't pay. All I'm saying is that when it comes down to it, I would rather invest. If I had $200 to blow, I would rather invest my money into somebody than into some Call of Duty supply drop. So that's all basically we were saying. I'm not saying that somebody that doesn't pay or somebody that does pay is any less. I got many people that have never donated in my stream that got my phone number right now, or that I talk to on a daily basis, that were viewers at first, but have become very many very many friends. Yeah, so that's what I was saying, D. So I don't know if you came in on a partial of the conversation or what, but that's what I'm saying. I'd rather invest it into somebody because I know that investment would be something greater than the investment of spending it in Call of Duty. And it's like this, right? It's like this. And we'll end the subject right here. Would you rather invest your time? And I'm OG, forgive me. Forgive me, guys. I'm about to be very vulgar for a minute. Would you rather invest your time with a wife or a hooker for 5 minutes? Think about that. Think about that.
A lifetime or
Caveman! Welcome to the Kill Cam Squad, where we chillin', we killin', we have no drama. What's up, man? 200 to blow is not the same as spending $200 when you're making $20K a month, though. You plead the fifth? No, I'm being real. I would rather look, cause OG knows. OG knows the girls that I've been around with. OG knows the girls I could have been with, and but it was better that I invested my time with my wife than the girls I could have invested with. Right? Correct? OG?
Yep.
Yeah. Same with OG. Y'all don't even want to know. But anyway, you got to think about that for a second. Is it better to invest your time, something for a lifetime, something that will even be remembered for a lifetime, or something that's just going to be around for 5 minutes and you have a chance of catching something? Same thing. You got to... This is exactly what I always talk about. People make bad business decisions. And unfortunately, I love you guys to death, but people that spend money on Call of Duty supply drops, it's honestly a bad business decision. It all depends on the end desired. Whoa, I don't know about that.
That's a matter of perspective. Some people put their money in certain places, so it does depend on the person and what they want. If they want the short term, then let them do it. But if they want the long term, at the end of the day, people know what they want to spend their money on. They just can't complain afterwards when they didn't get what they want or whatever the case is.
Right, I totally agree. And again, this has been a very good debative episode. So are you saying COD supply drops are bad? Okay, I'm saying this. It's bad when you want to spend hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars on it. Because think about it. If I could get it for free, if I could get the supply drops for free, and I'm getting the same result, why would I want to make a bad investment? You're not getting... people want to make you think that you're getting a different result, But you're not getting it the same result whether you pay or whether you don't pay. So what I'm saying is, why pay for something that you can get for free? Why buy the cow when you can get the milk for free? Why? Why? Unless you really want to support Call of Duty. Now, if you want to support Call of Duty, then don't complain about it. Grabs the popcorn.
Yeah, if you're buying like the supply drops, you know, just for the sake of supporting, then that's fine. I mean, again, it does depend on your motives too. You know
Right.
what I mean? If your motive is just to support and that's what you have to buy, then go ahead and do it. You're just supporting. That's fine.
Right. I mean, you guys gotta remember, you can get the supply drops for free, and it's the same thing. All I'm saying is that they're not bad. They're bad if you are over there. I feel bad for you. You're spending $300 to $200. The milk would last a long time, just like the wife, though. Well, if you can get the milk for free, I mean, the reason why I don't play Call of Duty is not even because of the supply drops. The reason why I don't play Call of Duty is just because I'm ready for a change. Sorry, you said the cow would last a long time though, like the wife. Are you trying to say your wife's a cow?
Being silly now.
Just trying to lighten the mood, but sounds
of course.
Sounds like we talking about hookers again. Hey, I just put it in that transport because a lot of people don't think about that 5 minutes. That 5 minutes, kid. I mean, you taking a risk. Same thing. Call of Duty. You choosing to pay hundreds and hundreds of dollars. You're taking a risk, but that's not Call of Duty's fault. That's not Call of Duty's fault. You knew what you was getting into. You know what you getting into when you spend no money on those supply drops, and you expect them to change it because they making money off of you? Because you, quite frank, I'm just being frank. You being the idiot that's buying them. If you want to, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to look at it from both sides of the coin. Are you going to change something because you're getting free money? You're not. 5 minutes. How do you know how long it takes? I'm just saying. No. I've never done anything crazy like that. So, trying to get me in trouble, DB. I'm just saying. Go listen to the Missy Elliott song. That's how I know. Diesel girl, you read my mind. Yeah, no, this is it. Yeah, this gets very interesting. This is probably one of the most interesting podcasts that we've had in a long time. So, but I think that's all I got to say. What about you, OG?
The only other thing I want to add to that is, you know, assuming that I had the extra funds, the majority of it would actually go to different charity programs anyway, like Also Games Done Quick, Summer Games Done Quick, RPG Limit Break. I would actually be donating that to gaming marathons that actually, you know, for a good cause. That's really where the majority of it would go. Now, don't get me wrong. I would still do some stuff for me personally, like feed me and the woman and make sure that we're taken care of.
Well, I'd hope
But
so.
yeah, absolutely. I would be giving some of that to the gaming community that actually does like fundraisers and stuff like that.
Good investments.
You know, and then of course I do some small things to support the games that I'm playing. Not like, you know, too much money, but you know, I would do small increments to support them to make sure they stay afloat because I appreciate what the game gives me. But that's pretty much it.
But not because of chance, but because you just want to invest.
Because I want to support them and I know what I'm getting.
Right, you know what you're getting back in return. Exactly. You know what I mean? Exactly. So, hold on. So, to sum up the podcast, no one understands MMOs. Supply drops are gambling, and hookers aren't worth the risk. Okay, got it. No, supply drops are not gambling. But yes. And hookers are not worth it. Hookers are never worth it. Never. Even if you're single, they're not worth it.
Well, that sums up the second half of the podcast. Clearly, you missed the first half.
Yeah. So, and nobody understands MMOs. And I understand what MMO is. I just think it needs to get deleted. I think it needs to get backspaced out of Janiers. Lesson of the day: make make good investments. No, exactly. You know, I was talking about this before we end this. I was talking about this in the Discord that I was talking about. Like, everything this channel does is a brand, right? So every decision that I make to do on this channel is an investment of some sort. You know what I mean? Even if I'm investing my time somewhere else, it's an investment. You know, building relationships with you guys, building relationships with DB, building relationships with Diesel, DR, all that's investments, but it's not a financial investment, but it's an emotional and spiritual and building relationships and getting to know people. That's an investment. You have to make sure that you're always keeping good investments, and even the bad people around you. If you invest in somebody bad, you need to cut them out. Me and OG had to do that with the same mutual friend. It was a bad investment, and we had to cut him out. You know who I'm talking about?
Yep.
We had to
I
cut
know what
him
you're
out.
talking about.
It was
We won't put him on blast. But
no, we had
we
to.
did cut him out. Yeah.
We had to cut him out. Not to be ugly, not to be rude, but it just you can't help somebody that don't want to help themselves, and they were just really mentally, emotionally draining. And so when you are investing in something that's not good for you, either emotionally, mentally, or financially, you got to cut it off. You got to cut it off. And that's my word for the day. Wait, I had to do the same. It's hard, but you got to do what's best. Exactly. Exactly. And if you always keep, and this is what helped me keep the channel at a professional standpoint, is I think of this as a brand. I think of this, well, it's a channel, so I think about this. I think about it like our channel being like Kins 5 or KSET 12. If I'm subscribed to KSET 12 or KSET or Kins TV, whatever channels that you guys have made, if you're subscribed to that channel and that channel is not on, or is never showing any content, or is always something wrong with the channel, guess what's gonna happen? You're gonna go to another channel. It's the same thing. Gotta make good investments. You gotta hold yourself at a professional level, I guess, when it comes to streaming. But without further ado, that's why I'm glad we had this episode. It's been fun. It's been cool. I'm gonna go ahead and let OG take us out.
Yeah, because we are done for the day. So thanks for listening to this wonderful podcast. And thanks for all the feedback, the comments, the shares, and everything. And then for those of you who are going to be listening on other forums such as YouTube and Stitcher, thank you all for watching as well. We appreciate you taking the time out to listen to our content. And we'll be here again every Wednesday, 10 a.m. Central. Unless something random comes up, and of course, Handy will let you guys know. But that is our regular scheduled time. We plan on keeping that for as long as we possibly can. But in the meantime, catch Handy Killcam on Twitch TV throughout the week. Of course, he will be on the charity for, I almost forgot what it's called again. Able Gamers. There you go. For Able Gamers. He will be over there tomorrow. And then, of course, I might, post a couple of videos on YouTube throughout the week for mobile gaming. So check us out on each platform until we see each other next time.
Yep. Same place, same bat channel. It's been awesome, guys, and we'll see you guys later. Handy out.